Welcome to the fourth edition of The Closest They Came, a series where we take a look back on the days when drivers, winless at NASCAR's highest level, came painfully close to etching their names into the history books. The 2001 Cracker Barrel Old Country Store 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway is best known for its thrilling and emotional finish. However, lost in all the fanfare was the most impressive Cup Series performance of Dave Blaney's career. He began his career in the early 80s racing sprint cars, eventually taking home both the prestigious Kings Royal and the World of Outlaws Championship in 1995. In 1998, he would join Bill Davis Racing, taking over the number 93 Amoco Pontiac in the Busch Series, eventually moving to the Cup Series full-time for Davis in 2000. By the time he entered Atlanta in March of 2001, he had scored 3 top 10 finishes in 42 starts up to that point, with a best finish of 8th coming in Phoenix the past November. In qualifying, he would put the number 93 Intrepid on the grid in 7th, averaging 191.331 miles per hour on his timed lap. He would show decent speed in the early going and hang around in the top 10 throughout the first fuel run.
Hang around the bottom, and there goes the 40 and the 66 right there, and the 93, they got a good race going right here for 4th place.
Look at Dave Blaney in the 93 car right there. He's going to take advantage of these guys racing side by side.
A caution on lap 84 for Steve Park's engine failure would bring the leaders into the pits for service. Blaney would really come to life and begin moving forward on the next run, moving into the top 3 within 10 laps from the restart.
This cat right here, Dave Blaney, he is on the move. He started back at about 8th place. He's already up to 3rd, up to 4th. He's going by Heartbreak. That old Dodge is trucking along pretty good, boys.
He was 6th on the restart, and I would have to say that Bill Davis team right there with Dave Blaney gets the most improved award for the season so far. Matt.
3 top 10s for Dave Blaney in the 93 car in his last 6 Winston Cup starts. He's been complaining about all morning and afternoon about his car being a little tight. They have adjusted. His spotter, Rocky Ryan, keeps cheering him on. Go get him, go get him. Keeping that adrenaline going, trying to move him up to the lead.
There's the sequence of Blaney moving up to 3rd place. Dave Blaney has climbed himself quietly up to 3rd place, Matt.
For the first time in 683 races since July 31st of 1977, a Dodge is on top of the points, but Dave Blaney wants to be the first Dodge boy in victory lane right now. He's running about half a groove lower than the other cars, just trying to save his tires because tire wear has been a concern all week, and a number of teams showing a little bit of wear on their left side. Steve Burns.
He would then battle Dale Jarrett for 2nd, eventually getting by on lap 132.
Dave Blaney, 93, he's going for 2nd here.
I'd be running down there and asking Blaney what he's doing.
You keep talking about these cars not turning. It brings us right back to what we were saying earlier about that downforce in the front. Now that Dodge is coming up through there. Tires getting a little bit worn. Got a little bit more front grip, but his car's turning like it needs to. He's able to get back to the throttle. He's gaining on that 88 car of Dale Jarrett.
Well, we'll see what happens when he gets up there. He was able to close up, but the big thing now is, can he make the pass?
And Dave Blaney completes the pass for 2nd place.
You know, I think Blaney thinks he's at Eldora. He's driving that thing down in there like he's at Eldora, got that big right rear, and he's laying it up there against the fence and gassing it and going. Oh, here's our neatest. This is the neatest thing we got right here.
Fox Tracks. Using global positioning satellites, we can pinpoint the location of these cars and give you intervals and speeds in real time.
We're dialing them up now, telling them, hey, give us a signal, will you?
You know, Blaney had been running the bottom, running the bottom, running the bottom. Where did he go by Dale Jarrett? On the high side.
That's what I'm telling you. It's just like Eldora. When it gets dirt, when it gets slick, they got to put it up there in the cushion.
Look at the tracks that Dale Jarrett's running in right now. He says, hey, Blaney's pretty fast. I'm going to try to stay with him. But look at the gap, how much. This shows Dale Jarrett's car is pushing off the corner. Look how much space Blaney opened up off the corner. Blaney getting back to that throttle a lot quicker than Dale Jarrett is.
And the car is turning for him.
Jeff Gordon would run out of fuel from the lead on lap 141 in the middle of a pit sequence, briefly handing Blaney the lead for 2 laps. He would ultimately cycle out in 2nd, but would retake the lead from Dale Jarrett shortly thereafter on lap 149.
Dave Blaney picks up the lead. First time he's led since Dover last September. Jimmy Spencer picked up the lead on Blaney's stops. So Spencer gives it up to come to pit road along with Tony Stewart, Todd Bodine, Bobby Hamilton. Here's Spencer's stop.
It's one of those kind of racetracks you just race the track. It's where I learned to anticipate things. You always had to be looking ahead, thinking ahead, because you couldn't just pass people when you caught them. You had to pass them in certain places.
Here at Atlanta, 152 laps. Dave Blaney's our leader. Todd Bodine has made an unscheduled stop and gone a lap down. Matt?
And I just don't think we've said enough about this guy right here. Dave Blaney driving that Dodge for Bill Davis. He drove around Dale Jarrett. Dale Jarrett owns this place. He went around him and is driving off and leaving him, waving to him as he went by.
Blaney's had a great couple of weeks.
He has. His car is awesome.
A caution on lap 160 for an incident involving Robbie Gordon would bring the leaders into the pits once more. He would pull away on the restart and establish himself as the class of the field on the ensuing run, leading the next 54 laps.
The leader, Dave Blaney, in the 93 car, and his crew chief, Doug Randolph, discussed any changes. No changes for the 93 car. He was very, very happy. The car was very good in turns 1 and 2, a little loose in 3 and 4. To Jeannie.
Well, that's life in the big city. That's the word on the radio on the 17 pit. Matt Kenseth was told to follow 80-80, and that's exactly what he did as we go green here.
93, Dave Blaney in the Dodge is the race leader.
And this is when you're most likely to have a quick caution. A couple of cars will get together, a little sheet metal fly. Might catch one here, guys. Of course, he's got to stay ahead of that 93 car now. That's part of the equation, you know.
That may not be an easy task because Blaney has been strong all day. Here comes Blaney back after Gordon to try to put him back one lap down, and does. Dave Blaney had 1.55 seconds last time by on Jerry Nadeau. Increases that by a 10th this time around.
Well, these guys are really wasting their time because Dave Blaney has already gotten into another zip code, guys. He just drove off and left these guys.
Dave Blaney, ex-sprint car racer, out front. Blaney has now led 46 laps of this race. Dave Blaney opening it up, Matt.
Mike, Dave Blaney, the 93 car, had been talking to his spotter, Eric Slade, about which line to run because the 25 car looked very fast. Jerry Nadeau did close up. So Dave Blaney started searching around the racetrack. He found a little better line and now has slowly started inching away. His car is very, very good on long runs. They just need a long run to show it.
Mike, you know how many laps Blaney had led in his career, Winston Cup career, before today?
Not many, 10 or so?
4.
Wow.
So he's having, as was mentioned earlier, a career day.
Had a great run last week in Las Vegas. My vote for most improved team of the young season is this one right here.
Yes, sir.
Crew's watching it on the Jumbotron. Back of pit road as Dave Blaney tries to dominate here in Atlanta.
Things would start to take a turn following Todd Bodine's spin on lap 206. Blaney would retain the lead through what would become a consequential pit stop sequence. Though he remained lightning fast on the next restart, just moments later he would fall off the pace.
The fourth turn wall was hit by car 4, Robbie Gordon, and now Todd Bodine's spin. Dave Blaney has led 62 laps of this race, the 95 World of Outlaws Wing Sprint Car champion. Blaney with the big rubber band down the back straightaway.
Got some ponies up under the hood of that old Dodge.
Blaney's won more than 200 sprint car races in his career. 5 times he's finished first or second in the World of Outlaws.
One thing he just doesn't want to do right at this point is get frustrated. Just bide your time, buddy. You got a better car than those other guys. You're going to pull ahead of them. Just don't overdo it. That a boy. Nice and smooth off 4. You're going to pull away from him. Once they get single file, he's long gone.
I know this is trivial, but the number 93 has never gone to victory lane in a Winston Cup race. The best finish for that car number was back in 1951, 3rd place.
Wow. Of course, there's a reason he has that number on the car. Has something to do with his sponsor, I think.
Right,
but,
93 octane.
And Dave Blaney here dominating this race in a Dodge. It just makes me think that 2 years ago here at Atlanta, Georgia, the Dodge people come south to look at the Atlanta racetrack, look at racing, to make their decision whether they want to go racing or not.
Matt, what's wrong with 93?
Hey, Dave Blaney just came on the radio that something may be wrong with the right rear tire. He's not sure. Left side tires, they believe, maybe left side tires. You might want to keep an eye on the left rear because they were still working the lugs when he started leaving. Tommy Huber zipped the gun in there. They thought they got him, but maybe they had one loose. Does have a vibration.
Initially believed to have just been a loose wheel, and with a car that fast, there was still a glimmer of hope that he would recover.
The 93's on pit road. He's coming down, whatever it is. It's bad enough he thinks he's got to stop.
Well, at 190 miles an hour, you don't dare gamble.
No. He's got a fast car. He'll get back in this race.
Matt?
Dave Blaney finally comes to a halt. He does have a lug missing on the left rear. There is a lug missing. That's probably why he had the vibration. A costly stop for Dave Blaney, who was leading this race and starting to run away. He's down and away. Heartbreak in the 93 pit.
Well, that's a great pit stop. Unfortunately, he just didn't need that. Can't fault Dave Blaney for anything that he's done today. He has driven an absolutely perfect race, and he was in a position to win this thing. I'm not going to count him out yet, but he just dug himself a pretty deep hole.
It was not to be, as the unfortunate series of events would continue. Right as Mark Martin's engine let go on lap 231, Blaney would come back down pit road with the car still not feeling right. As it turned out, the issue was much worse than just loose lug nuts, eventually relegating him to a 34th place finish.
And 93's on pit road.
Job of hanging on, buddy. At least the car ain't hurt.
Now the 93 shoots straight through on Alphonse and Gaston routine.
Here we got the left rear off the 93 car. They've got to have a lug stud problem. They've been having trouble with that left rear. They've got to have a lug problem. This is the left rear tire off Dave Blaney's rolling down the backstretch here.
Can you imagine the heartbreak to have a car that good, a car capable of winning a Winston Cup race, and have a failure like that?
Matt, what's going on with him?
Guys, he was going to hit pit road when the caution came out, so he drove on through. He was complaining something did not feel right. It felt like the left rear tire was going to come off, but they did not want to lose any more time, so he went back out, and now even more trouble for the 93 car of Dave Blaney.
He ain't going to want to hear it, but you picked a fine time to leave me loose wheel.
Not more of that, but more racing after this.
I had four,
but look what happens to Blaney after exiting the pit. Away goes the left rear.
Boy, that's a sad feeling for the driver, and it is a sick feeling for a crew chief.
I just feel so, I hope he wasn't offended by my song, but I feel so sorry for him. Have a car that good, and to have it all go down the tube.
You might as well laugh about it, Darrell, because crying won't help. So Dave Blaney gets hauled back to the garage area, and we'll be back with more NASCAR on Fox after this.
It would be remiss to not mention two other close encounters with victory lane. The 2003 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 was another event known for its iconic finish. As seen here, Blaney was in third and closing as Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch banged fenders approaching the line. Had they used each other up a bit more, there may have been a different outcome. The 2012 Daytona 500 nearly fell into his hands as well, as Blaney had gotten Tommy Baldwin's number 36 car into the lead right before Juan Pablo Montoya's incident with the jet dryer. For a few moments, the combination of having a race already delayed to Monday evening due to rain, and now the track surface requiring repairs, it really looked like it might go his way. He did manage to finally break through and claim a very popular victory in the 2006 Dollar General 300 Busch Series race at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And he drives in. Oh, he drives in hard. Oh, maybe too hard. He's going to open the door for the 17.
Side, keep digging, buddy. White flag right here. Keep digging.
Side by side, one to go.
I think Blaney drove that thing in just a little bit too deep, Kyle. Hanging with them, though.
He is giving it all he has right now. This is great racing right here, man.
Right there. Now he's see if he can hold that line through 3 and 4.
What a great run by Blaney, man.
Has never won in the Busch Series.
It's going to lose a little bit here, but
he's got it.
He's got it. Kenseth's getting loose. Around. Blaney.
Oh.
Back it down, baby. You're the best.
Dave Blaney wins a wacky race at Charlotte.
And Dave Blaney finally getting out of his car. He was sitting in it and just saying over and over, I just don't believe it. They're trying to give him some better. You were saying you don't believe it. It's taking you so long to get here. You've been close so many times, Dave. What's it mean to you now?
Oh, that was fun. That was a crazy night. We had a good car for a while, had a bad car for a while, and had a flat tire and got the lucky dog just at the right time. And I knew what I had to do to hold Matt off, but I didn't think I could do it. But yeah, we got there, so it was way cool.
And he pulled along the inside. You were hanging up on your line up on the outside there.
Yeah, that's the only way I could do is pinch him down there and try to hold him. And man, I wish my wife and kids were here. They kind of missed it tonight, but big fun.
Blaney would eventually earn a total of 4 top 5 and 28 top 10 finishes in his Cup Series career, making his final start at Bristol in 2014 in the TBR 37 car. His son Ryan would provide some poetic justice in the spring of 2021, winning the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 from Atlanta, 20 years removed from the disappointment. Though it unfortunately ended in heartbreak, Dave Blaney's ability behind the wheel was put on display clearly one spring afternoon in 2001. Put in the right situation, he could wheel alongside the best of them.